I'm now at Udaipur at 4:45. Okay, hello. I'm now at Udaipur at 4:45 a.m. I think that's the thing that I do not like. That is to arrive at a new city in the middle of the night. Right now, I don't have any hostel, don't have any accommodation, nothing. So I just intend to hang around this place. I'm okay. Thank you. Yeah. So I just intend to hang around this place until it's daybreak. Since where am I now is probably 2 kilometers away from the Udaipur lake. So probably I will just make a slow walk to the lake. Hopefully by then the day would have break, and then go around there and make further arrangement there. Wow, what a beautiful building in the middle of the road. This route might be longer, but I thought it should be safer. Again, when I reach split road like this, the left, even though this is closer to where I'm going to, but I still prefer to take the right one, the right path, because it is brightly lit. Yeah, try to avoid dimly lit place, especially at night. Even though I do have great confidence in India, I think so far the feeling that it gave me is that India is very safe to walk at night. If not, I wouldn't even dare to kind of walk out in the street at this hour. That's the thing. Other than, I think I'm more worried about the dogs than the human, frankly. That's the Udaipur lake right in front of me. Finally, Udaipur. Alright, I have shortlisted my hostel. So right now I'm going to have a look at the hostel to see whether if I like the general environment before placing a booking. As I was walking out from the guard to look at my accommodation, so I passed by this and the owner asked me to have a look at this place. So basically I was offered 400 for an individual room, which I thought is a great deal. So this is my room for the night. Oh, there's a so-called a third bed, or rather a second bed. Yeah, so this is my bed. Let me just put my stuff on my table and see where does it look out to. Nothing. Alright. I mean, for 400, what do you expect? And I have a very decent size. There's a bathroom. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied. Well, now with a full-length mirror, I realized that I've grown thinner quite a lot. Yeah, I think that's because there's quite a lot of walking here in India, and also I did not have a lot of food. I mean, that's because all those long distance journey. Yeah, I tend not to want to consume anything prior to long distance journey, like for example a bus or a train. Yeah, that's because that would kind of cut down my need to go to toilet. So generally speaking, I do not go to the toilet. The moment I step into the public transport, I will just sleep all the way. I think I need to kind of eat a little bit more when I go back home. And look, this is how much waistline I have shaved off during this trip. Oh, that's good. So if you want to kind of lose weight, yeah, come join me. I've just taken a quick nap, and I go up to my rooftop of my hotel for a meal. Yeah, and this is how it looks like. Okay, from above the rooftop. Oh, look at that. Nice view. Not the perfect view, because I think the perfect view will be probably at the palace there. Okay, so that's the perfect view, but it's not too bad as well. Yeah. So look at that. So that's the one part of the lake over there, and this is the entire Jaipur city. Most hoteliers also try to kind of build their hotel as tall as possible, yeah, so as to capture the lake view. I think that's the prized lake view. See, look at that. Look at this hotel. Look at sun and moon. They all wanting to build as tall as possible. And Red Sea, you see that? Yeah. Okay. As much as the view is nice up here, but I think there's too much of a sun. I think I'll better go back one floor lower. This is practicality, where there's a shade in there. Whoa. Yeah, this is better. So breakfast for me is aubergine curry with chapati, and of course with tea. It seems to have a piece of egg in there. Yeah. Okay. Pretty unique.
Six hours later.
Yep. So I have after resting for probably 6 hours. Yeah, so now I'm kind of all energized to go. Yeah, let me first start off from where I came from, which is right in front. There's a gate right in front. Remember this morning I was there doing research, yeah, and what's not in there. Yep. So trying to book my accommodation in there and finding out what's the highlights of Udaipur. Yeah, so that happens over there. So I would like to have a look what's there during daytime, because when I was there early in the morning at about, I think 5-6 plus, yeah, 5-6 local in the morning, it is totally pitch dark. Okay, so this is the lake. So as I found out, this is the name of this lake is Pichola Lake, and there's a palace right in the middle of the lake. Yep. See that? It's a city of romance. It's a city of lake and city of romance. So for people who has got a lover, it's a city of romance. For solo traveler like me, this is a city of lake. Okay, so some so-called a broad walk over there. Let's start off the journey. Oh, sorry. I don't think there's a true way. Yeah, I think there isn't anything connecting between this slab of marble and the other side. Well, let's look at the lake quality of. I mean, other than a few pieces of rubbish, generally it's quite clean. So this ghat has got a name called Gango Ghat. So this marked my starting point of my trip. Let's move on to the next destination. Just like in many Indian cities, that has got a lot of back alley. So we are still at Gango Ghat. That's a very beautiful Hindu architecture. Hello. Hi. Oh, the squirrels. Okay. Hello. Hi. So Udaipur is all about water. So you are going to see a lot of water theme video over here. Yeah, all these restaurants by the riverside or by the lake. Yeah, Pichola Lake. Yet another lake view. So Udaipur is the Venice of Rajasthan. Am I right to say that it is the Venice of India? Let's go up to the bridge and have a look. So this is the Satapo Bridge. How do I cross this thing? Okay. Wow, you need to be as slim as an Indian to be able to cross this. Wow. Not really feeling of Venice, but it just feel that you are living by the water. Very peaceful. Very unlike the rest of India. There's always this kind of structure that is sitting in the middle of the lake. Be it palaces or I'm not sure what this is. It could be a dock. It could be, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I've not read up too much on it. Le Petit Pong restaurant. There's a lot of the Little Prince franchise everywhere. Have you read the storybook before? So now it's time for me to get lost in all this alley. So my objective is to go as much round as a circle of this Pichola Lake as possible. I know it's almost it will be impossible because I think the breadth of one side of the lake is 2 miles. Yeah, it's 2 miles by 2 miles, something like that. Look at all this Maharaja style buildings. Wow, that mirror wall. Yeah, I believe all these are mirror pieces of mirror plastered onto the wall. I seems to have wandered into a residential area. Yeah, there doesn't seem to have any very majestic buildings here. It looks more like a common people neighborhood. It's a very colorful neighborhood. It's got a lot of very colorful textile clothing being sold. I came over to this bank, this river bank, via that bridge there. So now I'm going back via this bridge. Try to see whether there's any different scenery. I will envisage that used to be one of the gate opening to the old Udaipur city. But I presume this bridge is built not as old as the ancient city. Hello. Indeed, this is like a citadel. This is what I probably gathered. So this part of the city is the new city, whereas anything within the fort, that's the old city. That's pretty intuitive. So this gate is called Chan Po. Let's go through the gate. As usual, I think there are metal spikes on top. So that's the old city. This looks like a neighborhood specializing in textile. Very colorful saris.
Small camera.
Yeah,
Oh, very nice. Very good.
thank you.
Good result.
Sorry?
Result is good.
Yeah, not too bad. Look at that. I will
Oh
shoot it back.
yeah, very sharp. Very good decision.
Yeah.
Good result.
Yeah.
From?
Sorry, I'm from Singapore. I'm from Singapore.
Singapore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of fabric here. That's the silverware. This is the temple that I came this morning. I would like to have a look at this. This is Jagdish Temple. Very North Indian architecture. Look at the elephant carving, the horses. Oh, it is so intricately carved. And even the people. So exquisite. It's the man fighting with the elephants. Very impressive. This building is built at 1652. That's almost 500 years. It overlooks at the very busy intersection. While touring these places, I also need to get the bus tickets to Mumbai. Oh, that's cool. Actually, why have I not explored the option of train? Oh. Alright. So stupid of me. Alright, I've just got my train ticket. It will be a sleeper class, a non-aircon sleeper class. So it'll be interesting how I would react tomorrow. So this is my first time taking a non-aircon sleeper class. Yep. I will let you know tomorrow. So at least now I have got rid of all the administrative stuff. Now I can focus on Udaipur. Great painting. Hello. Hi. that this is a traditional Indian game.
Yes.
What's the name of the game?
Ludo.
Ludo.
Indian Ludo.
Indian Ludo.
Another mobile Ludo is computer game. This for hand game.
Oh, okay.
But he's the better for.
Huh? Yep. Let me just. This is complicating. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, sir. Wow, it's a complicating game for me. Lao Gat. Let's see what's in there. I was actually told that you can actually take a boat into Pichola Lake over here. You can see the island palace from here. Frankly, Udaipur is damn hot here. Wow, I have got no actually appetite to eat except for drinks. Oh. Yeah, this is my coconut lassi. Oh. Yep. That's my way to kind of replenish my nutrients. The best thing to do on a very hot afternoon is to not to do anything. Wow. Heavenly. Yep. Just finished my drinks. Oh. Such a hot afternoon. Now trying to get back to see what I can do. Actually, when I look at this river, it's something that I wanted to do. I feel like swimming in there. Let me think about it. The fact is that it's so hot that I don't even feel like having anything. I've not had lunch ever since I had my curry this morning. So, and I don't really have the urge to really eat, except to drink. The water really looks inviting. Let me go closer and then see how fun these people are before I kind of decide to whether I should take the plunge or not. Those people I saw swimming in the water are gone. They have left this place. What a pity. Oh, this is so beautiful. This angle. But the water is a little bit not on the clean side over here. To be frank, I'm a little bit disappointed. Yeah, because I think most of the available sceneries are blocked by all these buildings here. Well, it is what it is. That's all. Yeah, that's the only part you can see from this bank. Yeah, the rest either you have to pay an admission. I mean, 50 is not a lot, but I just kind of gave a little bit of bitter aftertaste. Yeah, so you have to like smuggle into this corner. Oh. Well, I do need to eat something for dinner, so there's a thali at 99 rupees. Well, let me check it out. The Village Cafe. So we need to climb a flight of steps to this restaurant. Okay, let me make an inquiry. So there's 99, 180 and 250. Okay. So I'll be having the 180 thali. So I think that's where I'm going to sit. Okay, I'm going to wait for my food. Here comes my thali. Yep. So it's an assortment of dal, papadum, chapati, and some of this dessert here. Pretty colorful at 180 rupees. So let me do the food test. Where should I start? Yep, this one. So let me have one round of food. Pretty interesting. I know this is dessert. Okay, let me try the dessert. Pretty unique. I think it's some rice. Yeah. Or yeah, I mean cooked in milk or yogurt. This is a surprise. Yeah, the dessert is a surprise. And then the rest is very deja vu. You eat it elsewhere. Seriously, I'm not sure which lemon should I squeeze in. So I just squeeze in every one of them. How about the onions? Maybe I will just eat it raw. What a shame. My India trip is almost finished and yet I don't seem to know exactly how to eat all these things properly. Except to just deliver it into my mouth. Frankly, it's not too bad. I mean, I always like thali because it has got a spread of everything in a very small portion so that you won't stuff yourself full if you eat everything in the normal portion. Small portions of everything. I like it. Yep, I just finished my dinner. So for the price I paid, I think it's pretty good. It's a reasonable price because thali at other restaurants at the ground floor especially, it easily costs about 200, 220. Yeah, so this one charged me like 180. So it's value for money, I would think so. Yeah, I think thali is so almost everywhere in every restaurant. This is the night view of Gangkor Ghat. I've shown this place so many times today. And the opposite bank. So over there, I had my tea break there. And this is the hotels right across the lake. Unfortunately, the island in the middle is not lighted up. Yeah. So these are the people watching the night view. Yeah, it's beautiful. Let me go to the other side of the bank to take this side of the river. Hello. Hi. Okay, so going through this gate. I've walked this place so many times that this is a shortcut without passing through the shops. There's a Hindu temple here. We just have to skirt past the temple. There's a cafe here. Some prayers at the temple. At this juncture, there's no through road, so you have to get out. A tiger mural. Passing through the shops and restaurants and hotel.
इसने वो कह रहा था कि मोहल्ले के छोड़ के साथ मत रहो ऐसा कहना उसको
Hello. Road. That's the bridge that I'm going to bring you across. Wow, look at the lights. Nice. Some street food sellers. In contrast to where I came from, the honking here doesn't mean that it is not polite or rude. Over here is just for them to remind you that to look after your safety. Yep. Okay, that's the bridge. You can't go too far in because there's no way that you can see it. Yeah, that's the light up from the banks, from the house buildings, from the river bank. Alright, let's see how the palace light up is. Okay. Not very exciting, frankly. Let me zoom it. Yep. As compared to the one opposite, the hotel, I think this is a little bit pale in comparison. Okay, let's continue moving on for the sake of completeness. That's the other bank of the lake. Yep, that's it. You can't go further there because these are private property. So this is the main part of the road. If I didn't take the shortcut, so this will be the road that I'll be taking. It's total madness. So I had my tally up there. That's the guy selling me the train ticket. Yeah, everything is so convenient here. So these are the usual souvenirs. Fridge magnets, bags, clothing, so on and so forth. So that's where I'm staying. Jack Niwas Guest House, House of Nation. Oh, sounds like a house of justice. Okay, let me take you further up, since it's a little bit early. So I take you to the middle of the square. Where the temple is. You know, this afternoon I almost lost my wide angle lens of this video camera. So I did a small prayer at this temple, which you are going to see later, and then miraculously it appears. Seriously, on the road. Let me show you where I found my wide angle lens. It could have been like, it's like finding needle in the haystack. Oh. Hello. Hi. Hey. Hi there. Yeah. Remember, I make an inquiry on the bus ticket. So this is the temple. You can hear the chanting now. I've been to this temple this afternoon as well. So this is the center of Udaipur. It leads to all directions of shops. Yeah. this temple, Jagdish. So I kind of pray for my wide angle lens to be found. Guess what? I tell you where I found my wide angle lens. It could have been like everywhere because I'm walking everywhere. So I retraced my steps, and guess what? My wide angle lens is found somewhere here. Yeah, around this motorcycle area. Wow, I think I'm so blessed. Yeah, that's why I have to thank the God in this temple. If not, I would have made this video without wide angle. I think the result comes out to be horrible. Yep, so this is the square. When it's light up, I think it's very nice. So it has got shops in this direction. It has got shops in this direction. It has got shops in this direction. Yeah. So this is that big junction here. I've just got back from the souk area, back to my hostel or hotel for that matter. So overall, I think the scenery is very beautiful. I think the lake, the houses, the palace around the lake is very pretty. However, I think there isn't any walkway that kind of allow me to walk around the lake. Yeah, because I think most of them are blocked by the houses itself. Okay, so you either have to go to patronize the restaurants, or I think there's a place in which you can have a view of a certain angle, yeah, for 50 rupees. So I thought, yeah, I mean, if you can actually walk around and then view the entire buildings around the lake, I think that will be the best. Yeah. So I think in view of the weather is getting hot, yeah, recently of late. Yeah, so I intend to just probably cut short the trip. Initially, I have a plan to go to Aurel Gamma Park. Yeah, sorry. I mean, have pronounced the name not correctly. So, yeah, I thought because of the hot weather, so I probably would just head straight to Mumbai and conclude my trip over there. Okay, time to go for my bed. Good night.